President Erdoğan, what is happening in Gaza is not war, but outright genocide. Continuing his reaction to Israel's attacks on Gaza, President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan said, "What has been happening in Gaza since October 7th is not war. What we are witnessing is outright genocide. We hope that a ceasefire will be declared as soon as possible so that the people of Gaza can breathe a little bit easier." Giving messages on the fight against terrorism, President Erdoğan said, "The separatist organization is no longer able to carry out actions within our borders. We are closing the lock very soon in the Claw Operation region in northern Iraq." President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan spoke at the National Defense University Staff Officer graduation ceremony in Istanbul. Giving messages of determination in the fight against terrorism, President Erdoğan said that the terrorist organization is trapped in Iraq and Syria. "We are closing the lock very soon in the Claw Operation zone in northern Iraq," Erdoğan said, adding, "We will not allow any structure that will pose a threat." Israel's attacks on Gaza were also on President Erdoğan's agenda. Erdoğan said, "What has been happening in Gaza since October 7th is not war. What we are witnessing in Gaza is outright genocide. This stain of shame will never be wiped from the foreheads of those who shed the blood of innocents, nor from those who watch." Here are the highlights of President Erdoğan's statements. "Our National Defense University, which we established after the July 15th treacherous coup attempt, is fulfilling its founding mission with great success. Our path and direction are both forward-looking. It can never be imagined that our military education system will remain the same and go backwards. We will not allow regression in any field, including homeland defense. Geographically, we are in a position that brings threats as well as strategic advantages. The war between Russia and Ukraine is about to leave 2.5 years behind. There is no strong will to end the war in the near future. It seems that our region will continue to bear the burden of war for some time to come. We are doing everything we can to stop this bloodbath, which does not benefit anyone. Even words are no longer enough to describe the massacre in Gaza. Since October 7th, what is happening in Gaza is not war. What we are witnessing in Gaza is outright genocide. This stain of shame will never be wiped from the foreheads of those who shed the blood of innocents, nor from those who watched. We hope that a ceasefire will be declared as soon as possible so that the people of Gaza can breathe a little bit easier. We made it very clear to our interlocutors at the NATO summit that more pressure should be put on the Israeli government. As long as Israel seeks its security by occupying more land, no country in our region, including Turkey, can feel 100% safe. We are closing the lock very soon. The separatist organization is no longer able to carry out actions within our borders. In Iraq and Syria, the organization is trapped in a trap. We are dealing serious blows to the terrorist organization. We are closing the lock very soon in the Claw Operation zone in northern Iraq. In Syria, we will complete the missing links of the security belt along our southern border on the basis of Syria's territorial integrity. We are determined not to allow any structure that will pose a threat to our country on the Iraq and Syria line. We have largely cleansed our institutions, which were secretly infiltrated by FET, of members of the organization. We have largely cleansed our institutions, especially our security units, where FET had secretly infiltrated for 40 years, of its members. 10,468 of the 32,189 officers serving in the armed forces on July 15th, 33% of them were expelled from our army. Of the 1886 staff officers, 1524, or 81%, were dismissed due to FET.